welcome to the Hungry Meeple, a podcast about making connections with friends and family through food, drinks, and games. And in today's episode, we're going to be featuring Druids of Edora by Stefan Feld. But as always, before we start, we receive our guest with a drink. And today's drink is brought to you by Troy.
Me. Yeah.
So go ahead, let's cheers.
Careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Lovely.
Yes.
So tell us, Troy, how did you get inspired on the Druids to make this drink?
Well, I started trying to come up with ideas for just drinks that had, a foresty feel to them. I'm not a huge gin fan, so like that even though that's always got a lot of berry,
floral,
floral flavors. I was trying to stick away from that, so I was trying. We tried another one a week or so ago, and I had the two, and it did not work well. I looked for some that were like tea based, and I found a couple, but I couldn't find the teas locally. Wow. So I was like, all right, and then somehow I was like, oh, what about one with mead? And I did some searching, and it's like, oh yeah, mead's a druidy drink. I was like, cool, and I like the idea of a hot drink, a warm drink. I don't really. I mean, you got campfires in the game, and you're walking around in the woods with a nice warm drink. It just felt good. So
excellent. So then we ended up with what? What do we have here?
It doesn't have a name.
It was lost to history.
Druids.
The Druids
mead.
They didn't have written records, right? So,
but it's a honey mead and cinnamon stick, or some cinnamon sticks, coriander seeds, and some star anise, some star anise, and that's it. And then I just kind of warm it up, let it kind of simmer for a little while, until it gets nice and warm, and get some of the flavors from those the cinnamon and the star anise and the coriander, and then we drink it.
Beautiful.
Kind of like a mulled mead.
Yeah. That's mulled mead is very good.
It is very good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I like it. So turned out good. Way better than the other one, which was a berry whiskey kind of combination, I think. And so ginger, berry, and whiskey, I think, is what it was, and it just didn't work.
I will say that certainly when I drink it, it does conjure the picture of sitting around the campfire in a cold night, drinking this is perfect. Yeah. Perfect. Good job. Thank you, sir.
And I think the mead fits even better than like a distilled thing from the Druid era.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Stone Age wouldn't have those pot stills or anything.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it works. It fits our theme and kind of fits the game, and
Beautiful.
Like it. And it's tasty.
It is very tasty. Yeah. Excellent. So now with drink in your hand, we're going to move to the next section, which is what have you been playing? So tell us, what have you guys been playing?
Well, I've been playing, Azul Summer Pavilion.
Oh, right.
My daughter, I was trying to look for some games that would be not too complex, trying to get her into some of the, a little bit heavier games. And I was like, well, that's pretty good. It's not super complex, but there's still some strategy and decision to make to it. And played it one night, and she's like, yeah, I liked it. And I was like, okay, But then the next night, she's like, oh, can we play the game again? And I was like, well, yeah, of course. And then I think 3 nights in a row, we played Summer Pavilion. So me, my wife, and my daughter. So it was good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Older game, but I mean,
that's
still a good one. Yeah. A little bit more friendly than the original Azul, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's what I was looking for. Something that wasn't going to be too hard for her. Too mean or hard for her to, kind of get where she could do stuff too. And, didn't want to get her into do like regular Azul and have her just get stuck with a whole bunch of bad and have a bad feeling about it. So I was like, this one's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you guys have been playing some.
So I've actually been playing at home a lot of Pokemon TCG.
Really? Wow.
She has
That's
been
nice.
collecting cards for years and years.
Right?
And never wanted to learn the game. And then earlier this year, she decided she wanted to learn. She got the starter, kind of learn to play box or whatever, and we broke it out, and we both learned how to play. And now she's like super into it.
Wow.
So, we've been to several tournaments down at one of the local game stores.
Okay.
At
your
hobby
Crimson
place.
King. Oh, your hobby place.
your
All the
hobby
way down to
place. Yep, in
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg.
Wow.
So there's a nice group of people there that
Sure.
kind of eased her into like how to play and things like that. And she hasn't won a game yet, but she is undeterred. She wants to go to the World Championships.
No kidding.
In San Francisco. And I said, sure, like if you can get there.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to discourage that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been fun. I've never really thought about playing it before. I'm not necessarily a Pokemon fan or anything, but it's actually a fun little thing to do. So, and it's the 30th anniversary and everything. So there's all kinds of like events and stuff going on. So
yeah, you can get the Pokemon Lego.
Right. Yep.
Now you have a reason. I mean,
that too.
clearly, if your kid's into Pokemon,
we got the first one. She's working on Eevee right now. So
okay. See, there we go.
There you go. I do remember in the last family game night, somebody came and asked if they wanted to play Pokemon. I remember Luna said, "Yeah, let's go play Pokemon," which was interesting. I didn't know you guys had been playing already.
Yeah, we had just started this year, so it was new to both of us. But it's fun.
That's cool. Yeah, that's very cool. We're going to Awesome Con in actually a weekend from now. So if you're watching this, Awesome Con already had passed because this is gonna come out a few weeks after Awesome Con. So we'll do a report of that. But I do know that Awesome Con has, of course, a lot of Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Are you thinking about doing any of that?
We'll have to see if they have like a tournament set up or just an open play, probably.
Okay.
Plus, they have all the vendors and everything that a lot of them have. Have to put some tape around my wallet or something. Cause
what do you mean?
Pokemon, she'll just want them to buy after card after card.
Okay. Right. Exactly. Right.
Plus all the plushies and whatever else that they have, the collector's prices. But sorry,
I do know one person who has gone to the World one, and they've actually won. Not the whole shebang, but they've qualified to go, and I think they do get either the trip paid or some money to go to Japan. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So they qualified like in the U.S. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's I'm super excited for you guys. That's neat. That's wonderful. And I do know that you guys have been playing. Finally, have won level 10.
Yes.
So
first time after how many games have we played?
I don't know. I picked it up on sale on Amazon just because it was
right. And level 10, for those of you that are watching, don't know this game is a cooperative game, right? It's level 10 because it has this, I want to say 8-bit. Graphic type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a retro side scroller.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Theme. Yeah. That's why I picked it up. Like, all right, the theme is fine, and if it's like $5 or something, and if it sucks, all right, oh well.
But it didn't suck.
No, it didn't. It's fun. It's cooperative. It's very challenging.
It's a card game. You just put in cards, and you have to play the cards in order.
You just have to play. There's just rules on placement of cards, and that's what makes it tough. And it's cooperative, and you can't tell other people what you have. Otherwise, it would be too easy. So you can tell them a little bit. You can be like, oh, I've got this color or this world. I've got 3 of that kind, but not. I've got numbers 1, 2, 3. But anyway, you're trying to lay the cards all out, and the goal is to play every card. But if somebody can't play when it's their turn because they don't have a card that fits the rules, then you lose.
Didn't make it to level 10.
Yeah, and so we've played a
ton
because it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Even if even with 5 players or 4, 5, 5. Yeah, you can do 5.
Okay.
Even with 5, it's still pretty quick. You just play a card, draw a card, play a card, draw a card. But no, we finally won on 2-player Wednesday. Yeah. We did also.
I wasn't there.
Play completely by the rules this time too, for the first time. So it's a slight rule that we thought would make it harder, but it may have helped us win.
Right.
So who knows?
Right. And that's the one thing with that. The English rule book has some issues.
It does.
Did you find the new rules better explained in VGG or?
No, I think I just did like a translate on my phone of the
original
of the whatever the other rule book is, and then realized how the misprint kind of happened in the English rule book.
Okay.
So
neat. Good. I just asking in case somebody's watching and they want to know how we figure out where.
You can kind of tell because on one page the sentence that it's telling you about a special ability doesn't end. It says like it's like mid sentence, and then it stops. But then like 2 pages later, there's a sentence that starts in the middle, and so you can kind of figure it out when you if you know, like you're like, oh, that continues over here, and then it makes sense. Okay. Otherwise, you're just kind of like, I don't know, but everything else seems okay, so we'll just play.
Right. Yeah. So. I played 5-Minute Dungeon at work. Somebody had it, and I've never played it before. I've heard it was a very popular game when it came out, like most games. It was fun. Have you played 5-Minute Dungeon?
I think I have 5-Minute Marvel.
Oh, okay. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
it's just matching
the symbols.
Everybody plays that one. Have you played that one? Either or?
I think so.
Okay. So you prepare the dungeon, right? And it's just doors and cards. And the back of the card is a door. The other side has the symbols you have to play to beat that. To open that door, to beat that mini boss or whatever. And then your player character also has like a special powers that you can use. And it's all about discarding cards. You can discard X number of cards and defeat a monster or a human or kick the door or whatever, right? There's no turn structure. Everybody just plays, which is kind of fun. And it has an app, has a timer. Yeah, so
5 minutes.
Exactly. It was fun, quick. We played twice, like, in less than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
10, right?
No, because there's setup and all that kind of stuff. So I played that one for the first time. It was kind of nice to play that game that I know is very popular. And now that I know there's a Marvel version of it, I might look it up.
I'm fairly certain it's Marvel. It was definitely like a superhero theme.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Marvel, though.
Yeah.
I've got it. I can bring it.
Beautiful. I'm just thinking about the kids, because they'll play it. Yeah, excellent.
Been playing Tally Up.
We have been playing Tally Up, right? Go ahead.
No, Tally Up. There we go.
Which is the next game of the same designers as Flip 7, hugely popular game now. So,
kind of a roll the dice, push your luck, Yahtzee it. Not Yahtzee.
It's not Yahtzee.
Not Yahtzee. No, Farkle.
Yeah, which I have
anyway,
not played.
It's roll the dice, push your luck, but everybody's involved on the turns. Yeah. Everybody can choose to stay in and get out, so collect points or stay in to get more. And so even if you're the roller, you can still get out, and other people are staying in. So there's definitely everybody's paying attention and kind of involved.
That's one thing I like is there's no downtime in it. It's like everybody's always playing. So.
Right.
And it's quick,
you get to choose
roll,
when to
roll, stay, roll out, keep bust up next and it's quick, but everybody's going to be able to has an opportunity to get points on everybody else's turn.
Right.
Yeah. Even if you stay, if you roll, you got to pay attention because if a tally up, which is 3 stars are rolled, then you have to yell.
Normally, just stars are bad. 2 stars get
and you get extra points, even the people that are out. So
right.
And if you're out,
everybody's always in. Which is really fun.
So it's been fun.
I like it a lot.
People who are really low on points have come back to win in the final round. Yeah. So it's not just like, somebody's got a bunch of. I didn't get any points for a while, and then you're out. Like I've definitely seen.
Then you can just risk it.
Yeah,
right?
You risk it. I've seen people get a ton of points in just the last round to win it.
Right.
So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. I think I got a copy, and then I ordered 3 more for other people in the group that wanted some, and then 2 more for other people.
I loved it. I got the copy. Right, I was one of the first ones to tell you. Just give me a copy. Because it comes in a very small tin.
Yeah. 10 players.
It plays up to 10 players. So for camping, whenever we go camping with the scouts, right, or any other activities that I do with the kids, it is one of those that anybody can play. Meaning, if you're not a board gamer or you can. It really is very simple. It is a lot of fun, and if you want to check out, that's fine too. You could. It's also one of those games that you can jump in and jump out. Right. Yeah. So we're playing Tally Up. We've been coming in. It's like you didn't make any points right? You busted every time or whatever. So, and if you don't want to continue playing because you didn't like it, you can walk away. It doesn't really hurt anybody else. So I think that for group, it's. I will say that this is one of those games that I will always have with me, kind of like Flip 7, maybe even Kavanga. Kavanga is a little bit more complex. And not everybody, it doesn't shine with everyone. But Tally Up is one of those that I'll just drop it in my backpack and have it with me all the time. Yeah.
That's been fun.
Yeah.
It's out, kind of. It's out now. You can get it online in the store.
How did you find out about this game? Because you knew before it was coming out.
Well, it's actually on BGA already.
Oh, right.
And some of our other friends, friends from Bob and Simon, and like, oh yeah, it's a great game. We played it on BGA, and I was like, I thought I saw that in the store or online when I was looking at stuff. I think I saw that online. And I'm like, oh yeah, sure enough, it's on there. So
I don't know how would that work on BGA. I mean, turn-based, because most of what we play is turn-based.
It'd be terrible. Yeah. I think they're playing real time. So yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah,
it's fine. It'd be fine.
Which is another thing. I'm just thinking about. So I have it with me all the time, like I said, right? And we'll just play it. Certainly, the best, most portable game you can have, board game, is your phone or a tablet or something. You just pull it out. You do VGA. You can do hot seat. You can add people that they don't have an account, right? So, however, there is something, at least to me, about moving the pieces and throwing the dice and
loses a little magic when you
on
the phone or whatever. So
right. But it's there. I certainly play a lot of the airplane one. That is a 2-player one. You're the co-pilot, the pilot.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm drawing a blank. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that game I played a lot when I'm with the kids in the line waiting or whatever, somewhere that we had to wait a lot of time. That one, it's better on BGA because I'm not going to carry that.
Yeah.
It's not a big game, but still has pieces. This one is like just a bunch of dice and that's it. And there is a scoring app.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on their website.
It's a web app.
Yeah, and it works great.
Pretty essential for that game.
It'd
be hard to score.
Trying to do it on paper, it would be a little bit of a pain. You could do it for sure. If you got paper and a pencil, you could obviously write it all down. You're going to be writing and crossing stuff off a lot because people bust. But the web app is great. You're clicking the buttons for the dice values. It works really well. Somebody goes out, you click out. Even if they're like, oh, I changed my mind. Not that anybody goes out and then changes their mind immediately, like right.
Right.
You can re-click it.
I haven't seen it happen. But
you can unclick it and they're back in. So if something, if you make a mistake, it's easy to fix in the app. If you click the wrong thing for scoring or whatever, it's a pretty good. It's definitely very useful. I mean, paper and pencil will work, but I'd recommend the web app.
Yeah,
for sure.
Me too. Excellent, beautiful. Anything else that you guys remember that you want to talk about? Any other games?
No, not too much since the last one.
I know. Yeah,
pretty recent.
Yeah, we've been we got lucky that we picked up this game and have been able to play it recently along with Orloy. So these two episodes are kind of back to back. So, well, that's it. So after we have talked about what we played, let's move on to our main event. The main event for today is Druids, the Druids of Edora. Take it away, Troy. Tell us about this game. What's the setting?
The setting? I mean, we're druids in a forest.
Okay.
Walking through, along paths for the most part, from shrine to shrine, and performing our actions at the different ones, and sometimes setting up a campfire and carrying out some more actions and carrying out some more things and
making points.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So this game is designed by
Stefan Feld.
Beautiful, which you know a little bit about.
I think I've heard of him. I think he's got a game or two that I've played.
Troy is our resident Stefan Feld expert. Do you have every single game of him?
No, I think there's 2 that didn't make it to the U.S. U.S. printings that I don't have. There might be another one or hidden in there somewhere too. But for the most part, actually, I have.
So you know that when we go back to Essen, we stop at Spielberg, which we will. Mm-hmm. They must have them unless it's completely out.
I mean, so one of them I can't remember which one it is, but it was re-themed. And then printed in the U.S. with just a different theme. It's a Viking theme. Jorvik.
Okay.
And so I don't know if it's any different. I have that one.
Oh, I see.
But it's a total like re-theme reprint of one of the other ones that was like German. And then I think there's a small one that's probably just didn't have a lot of printing.
Right.
So
we should ask them.
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while I look on BGG and be like, okay, what is he, what are the ones I don't have? Oh, that's right. I don't have that one. I'm like, oh, I only got like 2 or 3 that I don't have. Like, I could just put that on the shelf. The Feld shelf.
Yeah. So if you had to say what defines a Stefan Feld game, what would it be?
Well, I mean, I think most people would say point salad for the most part. You know, lots of opportunities to score points. Usually they look kind of complex. There might be a lot of what looks like a lot of rules, but they're not usually that complex. They look more complex than they are.
Beautiful.
I mean,
so in this game, then, as you said, we are druid. Everybody has a little druid. There's the red druid over there. Yep, and we're gonna be moving from shrine to shrine over a different path, right? You have to pay a cost to move from a shrine to another shrine, and there are some paths that are more dangerous.
The dark forest.
In the dark forest or dark areas of the forest, there are paths that are less dangerous and they cost money. When you get there, you put your die, right, and you have to have die on your player board. If you don't have a die there, you can get more. There's like a reserve a die, and that indicates that you do one of the actions available in the shrine. I guess all the shrines have 4 action. Is that player count?
Player count. Yeah, the boards. It's all modular and adjustable, where you can flip certain ones over if you're doing 3, other ones if you're doing 2.
Okay.
So there's always going to be a number of shrines in each place or number of actions equal to the number of players.
Oh, makes sense.
And you can only do 1 action in each.
Right.
So
you drop your die there. Sometimes you have to pay depending on the number of pips, or is it always? I think you always pay.
Always pay based on the number of pips, but the
strength of the action
sometimes varies based on the number of pips. But pips is also for area majority, area control.
Right, which gives you points at the end of the game. What are like overall the actions that we're doing here?
So I mean, you can get some of the end game goals, the little stone tablets here. You can do use your sickle to get some more flowers. So you go through and you can get which have different abilities that they can give you.
You know what? I will tell you this. Just right now, I made the connection that you're using the sickle to actually cut the flowers.
All right. You can get gems to add to your. I don't remember what it's called, but you add them to your player board.
Display.
Your display on there. Yeah. You can put out some of your structures here. So I'm drawing a blank on what all the things are actually called.
Right.
You can get some mistletoe to brew some potions.
Right.
And I feel like you can get more food or more provisions.
Right.
Which is what allows you to travel.
Move. Yep.
And you can get more dice. Because you start out, you roll all your dice. You keep a few of them, and then the rest of them go up here where you have to get them later. But you know the values of them, and so you can decide which one you want to get each time you're taking die. Because if you don't have if you don't have enough food, or if you don't have enough provisions to use the die, then you can't use it. So, and you just move around, and you can move anywhere. It's not like only adjacent.
Right.
It just costs you more provisions, which makes sense. The further you're going to travel in the woods, the more you need to eat. So it's nice because you can actually just kind of go wherever you need to go, or if you have the provisions to do it, to try to meet your goals or do whatever action it is that if it's not available, the ones that are close to you.
Right. And the flowers, it's just the flowers, or and the flowers is the only thing that gives you like ongoing special powers, right?
I mean the potions aren't ongoing powers. So the flowers give you ongoing abilities.
Yeah. They are beautiful. Yeah,
very powerful.
They're very powerful. Yeah. So we actually got the chance to play this game in Essen when it came out. Right. You were obviously going to get it because it is Stefan Feld. However, having had the opportunity to play in Essen, did it sing? How was your experience playing in Essen? We played a whole first turn.
Yeah, we played a whole. As I say, we played like a whole round. I loved the components are really nice. I really like them. They've just a great feel to them.
Yeah. Production quality is great.
Yeah. It felt like a Feld game while we were playing. So I didn't, it was like, and I wasn't going to get it there initially.
Okay.
Before we played.
Oh, I see.
I was just going to wait.
Just wait until it comes, because clearly it was going to come to the US. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The more things we have to bring back from there, the
less
heavier
space
the bag
for other
is.
things. Yeah.
So I didn't plan on picking it up, but we sat down, we played it. I liked it. It was there. They were doing a signing with Feld later, so I was like, all right, well,
you gotta get something signed.
That makes sense.
This is it, yeah.
And so I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it there, and I was glad to get it and bring it back. And I think that like I said, it looks like a lot, but it's not that much. It's really not. And so it's not a really heavy one. I think that we could play this with a lot of people in our group.
Right.
And it wouldn't be too much.
I agree.
There's some that they don't like the heavier games.
Yeah.
This doesn't have that.
Right.
I mean, the only thing that gets a little confusing is what some of the special powers are on the potions or whatever. Right. And they just happen to be in 2 different rule books. So that kind of... But I put a player aid together. I think next time it'll be super smooth with that.
How about you, Andrew? You weren't gonna get it, because you're not a Feld fan, but you got to try.
Well, I like Feld games, but Troy gets them all anyhow. So
Did you have any Feld games in your collection?
I have Castles.
I don't even have Castles. I actually have the other one, Castles of Tuscany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have the original release of that. So.
Wow, ugly AF. It's pretty ugly.
There's worse.
Yeah, there's worse releases of that game.
No, there's worse games out there.
Right, of course. Yeah. But what was your first impression there in Essen? Did you think, if Troy's not gonna get it, I'm gonna get it?
If Troy didn't get it, I probably would have picked it up. I liked the game when we played it.
Okay.
In the demo, and I don't think at the time, at least, it was even slated for U.S. release at all. Right?
It was. It was.
Oh, really?
You could pre-order it.
Okay.
And it would have been coming. It was supposed to be coming anyway. You never know how that works out. So.
Right. But especially with the tariff situations and everything going on, there's a lot of stuff in flux that even if there was planned, maybe it was canceled,
delayed or canceled, right?
Yeah.
There was with a lot of stuff there. Last year was that danger, like maybe they just don't import it at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But if Troy didn't get it, I probably would have picked it up. I like it. It's nice, thematic. And it fits that spot, I think, where it can appeal to people that like heavier games, but also is accessible to people that don't like playing heavier games.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Right. I would. What would you say is the strength of this game? What's the one thing that would you pick this game over any of the other Felds?
I think. Let's see. I think it's maybe a little bit more straightforward. It's got actually a very, very simple play mechanic to it. So you're essentially just picking where to go. Most likely one of the next spots from where you are,
most
or maybe
likely
2 or something away at most. So you can kind of plan ahead, and it doesn't take a whole lot of rules grasping of things. Everything is very lined up of what it does. The iconography is very clear.
It's very clear.
I think it's that accessibility of not having a lot of fiddly rules or anything is nice. So,
and I think that's probably one of the things that I feel with most Felds. The iconography is usually that's what I was trying to think of earlier. The iconography is usually pretty good. And we played Trajan a week or so ago, and you guys would ask a question like, "Oh, what is this again?" And I'd point to the icon on the board, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, yes," And so a lot of it, I think, his iconography is usually easier to grasp than some others, than some other. And so I think that's pretty standard for the most part with his games.
But same question goes to you. What would you say put this? I don't want to say above, but different than any other game.
I mean,
what would you pick this one in a night, right? What would you say that you would say, hey, I want to play this one instead of another one one night?
I think the main thing would be just who was playing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I really do like the components on this one. So it's nice. I like the feel of the dice, the feel of the dolmens, I believe is what they're called. The little structures here and the ones you have on your player board. All of it. I like the way it looks on the table. I like the way it feels. I do like that it's a little bit easier, I think, to grasp.
Right.
And so it would just kind of depend on, who was playing. Was it but even with people that like the heavier Felds, I'd still play it. If somebody was like, "Oh, I haven't played that one yet," we'll break it out. That's too easy. So.
Right. I say that the theme really shines on this one, even because we played some of the city ones in which they really went above and beyond to tie the game to the city. The theme really shines, and really the mechanisms to the or the actions to the theme is very well integrated, right? Like you're making potions, and what do you do to make potions? You need the ingredients, and
once you've visited the areas around a campfire, you're taking a
right.
break.
You turn on the campfire and you get something out of it. So everything kind of makes sense, and I think because of the connection with the theme.
Yeah.
So that's I'm not a huge Feld fan. Like I said, I only have the one game, simply because nobody else had it, and I like it. But I will say that this will be my favorite Feld. And I think it's something along the lines of what you guys were saying that's very welcoming as well. Anybody and most anyone should be able to play this one, right?
Yeah.
The with the caveat that they need to be willing to sit, because sometimes you see something like this and you see there's so many shrines and so many connections, and then there's the flowers, and there's the stone tablets, and there's the potion, and then there's
it looks like a lot,
it does,
but it's not.
You're right,
and
that's even the teaches very quickly, because you only need to show 5 or 6 icons, right? And
I also like the fact that it's pretty interactive. It's not just a bunch of people playing a solo game,
right?
Solitaire and competing that way, but there's actual area of control that you're competing not just for like the routes that you take, but also around the campfires and within each clearing. If there's a runestone or something there, even if you didn't erect it, if you put in a die with more power,
right?
Also,
and the runestones are the little structures that you build. So at the end of the game, whoever has the higher power die there will get that structure, and that counts for points.
Right. Yep.
No, I love that, especially
making the connections between the
gates. That's the one thing everybody can get. Once you connect the green gate on the one side with the green gate on the other side, that gate is gone, and the first one to do the first connection gets a pretty big bonus. You get a lot of points, right? So there's competition for that. There's competition for the shrines, and because, especially in a 4-player game that we have played a couple times, you are always gonna bump into someone on your travels, right? Meaning that you may be planning to take that. I remember in a particular game, you took my potion. Like there's only like 2 where you can make 2 potions or 3 potions, something like that.
Yeah,
right?
2 potions.
So I had the ingredients. I want to make the potion, and you go ahead and take the closest or the nearest I have to make those 2 potions. And I was like, oh, that's so terrible, right? I don't know if you were looking at my board or it was just happens to be that way.
I think sometimes it just happens. And also, like, the way it's set up, it's kind of actually thematic of like different populations growing and encountering each other, because everybody starts on their own side of the board, and you're the only one there. And at the beginning, it's like, oh, I got the spot all to myself. I can do whatever I want. And then, about mid-game, you start running into each other and be like, oh, wait, I want to grab that campfire, but somebody else has already got 3 things around it. Do I want to move somewhere else, or do I want to get that while I can, or lock them out, or whatever? And so it definitely is kind of fits of starting out with all this abundant forest that's waiting to be tamed, and then as the populations are growing, the resources are kind of being claimed, dwindling up, and you have to get very competitive at the end.
Right. I will say the last game I managed to win, and it was because it was a 3-player game, and I didn't interact with you at all. The 2 of you ended up in that side of the board, and I was on my side just doing my own thing, walking along, and I won, and it was because of that, because I could plan. I wasn't really fighting for anything, so I just won potion. I just won this, so, and I did manage to get some of the gates, Tori. What?
I think they're dolmes.
Dolmens, yeah.
I'd have to look at
I got like the first one and the second one, so I got some good points there. So interaction is a must in this game. It's not something that you shouldn't do, or you should look to interact or try to take away from other people's.
Absolutely.
And there's also, I feel like you can't have a single strategy in this game, and the initial roll of the dice is going to inform a lot of what your strategy is going to be, because they're not re-rolled again ever throughout the game.
There is one special ability that lets you change there's a potion that lets you change a die, and there's a special ability that lets you flip +1 -2, +2 -2, but they don't
doesn't wrap around.
Doesn't wrap around, yeah.
But the strategy for having a whole bunch of high number dice in your pool is going to be vastly different than if you happen to end up with a bunch of 1s and 2s. And both of them have advantages and disadvantages. Like the higher number dice are stronger, of course, but it's going to take a whole lot of resources to get them
because you pay resources by pip.
So, I think that's...
And a better chance for majority or better chance for area control at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, so that first roll of the die, you have to be like, okay, this is what I've got. It might be a completely different strategy that I can even pursue than I did last time or something.
Right.
Which is kind of a cool, makes it fresh every time.
And you know it from the start though too. It's not like you're rolling your die every time you get them and you don't even know what it's going to be, and that could really impact you if you were starting off one way and then you got 3 dice and you rolled them and they went the complete opposite. You can say, well, I've got 12 dice up here and they're all, like you said, they're all high numbers. Right. I'm going to do it this way or whatever.
Which is always a downside of dice games, is like you can lose just to bad luck in the dice. Whereas this is not as much. There isn't really any bad luck in the dice, but it does kind of force you into certain play styles that you have to do to work with what you got.
Right. I will say that while I'm not very good at castles, I'll disclaim that to begin with. That is the one thing about castles that kind of frustrates me. Sometimes I will need a die to get that ship to finish, right, and get that bonus, the 7 points, right, and I don't get it. It's my turn. I didn't roll it, right. There's really very little I can do. You can have the little workers. Right, but that on itself is difficult, right, to get. Here, that's not the case because you're not re-rolling this anymore, and that's another thing that I really like. You can really plan.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Now we talked a little bit about the strategies and how to make points, right? We talked a little bit about the domes, right? Certainly, the first time we played, I think Steven won, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. The things that he made a ton of points with the path, and I was like, oh, like you can't. You have to do some of that. Do you feel that? I don't know.
I mean, no, it's definitely a lot of points. So you connect the two, you connect the two towers or the two structures, and the longer your connection is, the more points you get. And I think, although I don't know that one if we played right. I think maybe did we take them off the board, or did other people? I wonder if like somebody made the connection and then he made it afterwards and got more points again.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to rewind the tape. No. But either way, there's still a lot of points to be had from them for sure. Yeah. I mean, and they're randomly set up, so they could be some that are a little bit closer together. There could be some a little further, which has advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah.
If it's closer together, being the first person to complete it, you get the points, plus you get a few extra points for the first 3 that are connected. So you can do that. If they're further apart, you can work on it through the game and have a longer path, which could get you more points. So,
and going back to play style, right? Because you choose in counter clockwise, you choose where to put your druid. So that can determine what gate are you going to go to?
Yeah.
Because you start already next to a gate.
Right.
Andrew, I can hear you thinking.
I'm trying to think if I completed any paths. Maybe once in all the games I played. I've always tried to, but some of them are just pretty difficult to actually achieve.
Right.
Like this green and that green here, even though they're not too far away, the actual path to get there, the closest path, is all the way around this way because there's no connections here or here. Whereas other things could be simpler, like
I mean, you could zigzag over there.
grass.
No,
You could zig. Oh
you'd have
no.
to
No,
go-
there's
yeah,
no
you
like, there's no
literally-
connection here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to.
So
go
you'd
all
have
the
to
way
go
up.
all the way around.
Wow.
So
Oh no, you could go up to here and around, but still, that's still a long path all the way
Yeah.
through here and up and around that way.
which is just part of the random setup
part
of
of
the
the
board.
random,
So, but there's other ways. Again, there's lots of ways to make points in this game. That's not the only one. So
No, absolutely. Yeah. Is there any one that you will say that sticks out to you the most? Like for me, is the domes.
I think that the flowers are a pretty important thing because their abilities can be huge.
Yeah.
And if you have a strategy that you're like, okay, I looked at my dice, I kind of want to do this. You can look at your board on where your flowers are, and you can start to pick which flowers you want. Because every time you cross them on your board, there's two. You have to pick one to activate, and the other to
goes
away. Essentially, I mean, you could get it back,
right?
But you pick one of the two, and so you can decide. All right, well, I know, I'm going to do this, and if I take this flower, that'll make that action better. Or yada yada, and or it'll help me if it's the dice modifier. My dice are bad. That'll help me. I want that flower sooner. So I think that there's a lot of good things that you can do with those.
Yeah, I agree. Are those randomly set?
Yes.
So every player has a different distribution, or should, or could, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that goes back to like your initial roll really forms your strategy, because if you have high dice, yeah, sure, go ahead and you're going to be wanting to compete with those things because you're going to be able to score a lot of points and beat other people out. But it also kind of restricts you a bit of where you can go, because you're going to have to be hunting out those provision squares and stuff to be able to afford it. Whereas if you have a whole bunch of ones and twos, you're probably not going to be winning these.
Yeah.
But you can move faster, though.
Right, but you can move faster and you can connect basically wherever you want, because it's cheap to go there.
Right.
So that would be a strategy. If I had a bunch of ones, twos there, yeah, I'm going to be trying to connect these things as much as I can, because it doesn't really matter where I go. I don't have to be as picky about, getting stuck with no resources to go to the next spot or whatnot. So what your role is going to tell you, like how you have to kind of guide your play a bit. So.
What about the obelisk and I forget what they're called, the other
I
one?
forget what they're called too.
Rune stones and standing stones or something.
Standing stone sounds.
That sounds pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, again, I think they have a lot of potential. They can give you a lot of bonus when you get them.
So the obelisk, when you put it down, you get whatever you uncover, and then you get everything that had been uncovered.
Yeah. And the other one just gives you an immediate reward, which can still be really good.
Immediate or ongoing?
It's immediate.
It's a one time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right,
I
cool.
think the only thing that's ongoing is the flower powers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, where you can place them, where are there a few of them close to where you start? Maybe you might lean into those a little bit, because the runestone ones multiply.
In
basically,
action.
because in your actions or in the benefit that you get from them, the more you put out, the more benefits you're getting. And the standing stones, they just have the potential for giving you a lot at one time, based on the value of the die that you're putting out. Those are the ones where that matters.
And at the end of the game, you do their area majority. Whoever wins that shrine, any standing stones or rune stones that are there, that person takes. And then you get, is it one? Oh, there's a multiplier here.
Based on your knowledge.
We haven't even talked about that. Based on what? What's it called?
I think it's knowledge.
Knowledge. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your knowledge multiplies how much points you get for the structures.
You can get from 1 to 4 multiplier on all
Per
of the
structure.
dice and structures that you have on the board at the end.
Right. This is the one part of the game that I don't really touch. I'm stupid.
It's a lot. It can be a
knowledge.
lot. Hell yeah.
So this game definitely rewards specialization too. So you don't want to be kind of doing a little bit of everything, because all these tracks, whether it be the flower track or the knowledge track,
The gems.
the gems, they all give you increasing rewards as you go. So if you're staying at the bottom of everything, you're not going to score many points. So you really have to say, okay, I need to concentrate on A, B, and C and ignore D, E, and F, because otherwise you're not going to win if you don't concentrate on
something.
Definitely you want to specialize in doing whatever you want to do. So,
but I will say you also don't want to neglect, because you want to have at least a multiplier.
Yeah. I was going to say, this one, if you don't raise your knowledge sum, you got 0.
Right.
So you could win all the shrines in the world
in
the forest, but they're not going to be worth anything if you don't get a little knowledge.
Right. And I kind of understood that. But if there's anything that feels, I don't want to say disjointed, but to me it feels so far away. It's like there's so much else to do that this, for whatever reason, has never popped into my mind. Like, oh, hey, I'm here. Play with me,
Yeah. It's math.
Maybe you weren't sitting in front of it or something.
Maybe.
So
I wonder.
Out of sight. And
I will say that the stone tablets, which we haven't talked about, right? So the stone tablets are end of the game bonuses, right? You get them through the stone tablet action, and then if you meet that criteria, you get 10 points per tablet, right? And you can have multiple. I wish I would say 10 points somewhere. And you can get, there are 2 of the same tablet, right?
And you can use the same stuff, for both.
Yeah, which is awesome. And then when you get them, you also get a bonus. I use this one a lot on the last game. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, when you take one, it's not just that you take it for end game. You get the bonuses that are next to it, as whether it's provisions, knowledge, whatever it is, you get that as well, for the ones on both sides. And then there's even...
There's a special a flower,
I think, that lets you do them again.
One more.
One more?
Is it one more or them again?
I mean,
I think you get both of them.
Either way,
again.
there's
Wow.
there's a flower that makes it even better, just like the campfires and a bunch of other things. But yeah, they're not super challenging for the most part.
Right.
The goals, we would need to plan a little bit. I mean, if you get the one that says have 4 potions, you're gonna need to get the potions if you want the points.
And you get them through the game.
You're right.
So if you have 3 potions,
then you get it.
Then
But getting that to know for having your goal, but getting the 2 abilities on the side make it so it's, because it would definitely feel you would, if you just took it and you took a stone tablet, that's your turn.
Right.
That would definitely feel a little
People
lacking.
probably won't touch it, because sometimes you might get the stone tablet even if you don't make the goal, because it's a way of getting resources.
Yeah, you get the resources and it gives you an opportunity for a goal.
Right. But I will say that in my last game, I lean on it because I kind of understood. I didn't even know. I remember, and that was like a 3rd or 4th game, and you were telling, no, you get resources. Like, well, you get resources. So, it is what it is. Beautiful.
Yeah, everything works, and each path has its advantages and disadvantages depending on the dice, maybe, or what the goals that came out, or where your flowers lined up. Some of them you're like, oh, I don't like these first 4 flowers at all, so I'm just not going to focus on them, or whatever it is. But each way has its own strengths and weaknesses, and they all have. They can all do a lot of good stuff for you when it comes to either abilities during the game or potential for end game points.
Right.
Every different mechanic or every different kind of thing works.
Yeah, no. I like it. It's I'm just trying to think of just, I don't know.
It's good.
I don't know what I'm thinking. Sorry.
I think the hardest part of it for me was getting potions made. Because it's a multi-step process. You have to
to use.
Go
ahead, yeah.
Collect your herbs or whatever, and then mistletoes, and then brew them. And then when you brew a potion, you use everything you have, even if it doesn't require that much. So it's hard to store up enough to make anything more than the basic ones. But if you can, they're pretty powerful. But the couple of games that I played through, it seems like it's a little bit more work than you have to give up something to do it. So
like the one, if you're even if you're just kind of collecting them here and there through the game because you're not building them, you get all the way up to the 6th potion there near the end of the game, you can get 25 points off of that. And that's
That's
even if you didn't do any other potions because
right.
you didn't reach the spots or you didn't feel like you could make the one you wanted. You happen to get them doing other stuff. You get them from here or from whatever. Yeah, 25 points.
Yeah. So you were saying that you felt that was like a throwaway or not worth it.
Well,
but then,
at least for me,
and that changed?
That seemed to be like, okay, I'm not going to focus on that part of it because I have other stuff to do.
Okay.
So I think maybe it had to do with I had high dice too, which if you're going to be doing those, I think like the stones and stuff are more because they're a multiplier of the dice, and whereas it doesn't give you anything extra.
Right. The potions you get whatever is printed.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that was maybe part of it. So maybe if I roll a bunch of ones or something, I'll work on potions or something next time because they're cheap to get. So
yeah. Excellent. Did we miss anything? Are we missing anything?
Probably.
It's a Feld game. There's lots to.
There's so much. Let's talk about points. How do you make points in this game? Because that's how you win the game.
Oh,
we've already talked about the dome.
I mean,
the
connecting the gates there,
and that happens instantly.
Yeah, majority on or highest value die area control on.
And we haven't talked about the fighting.
Well,
the druid
it's
fighting.
Not fighting. I don't know what it's called, but it's not fight. The druids don't fight. They just they sit down and they share some meat and they figure out who's in charge. I don't know.
It's mostly like the
essentially if you put a die in an area that someone's already there, whoever has the highest value gets some points.
Yeah.
That's kind of the gist of it. It's not a combat or anything.
And it's also for these things at the end.
And then at the end, whoever has the highest die is collecting those. But during the game, you can get a few points if you have a high die there and people are coming to your shrine.
And you also get points in every campfire, too. So when you surround a campfire all the way around with your dice, whoever the first one that does it.
Yeah. You visit all the shrines around the campfire.
Right. Yeah. And you get a bonus, which always includes, I think, points.
Yeah,
on every single one of them.
3 points, is it?
It could be 3, could be 6, could be 9 or 12, depending on how they're set up. But it's however many clearings around that fire is how many bonuses you get. So like this one would be 3, this 4, and they can be pretty significant too.
Yeah.
Source of points
or resources, because some of those give you resources. Yeah.
You get points for how far you reach on the flower track.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You get points for how you place your amulets out on your board there, your little amulet display there.
The gems.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Right. Rows and columns.
Yeah. The achievements, the goals.
We talked about
points for those. And I think that's the majority of them. I mean, there's a couple potions that have points too. So
I will say that for some other point salary games, sometimes you kind of lose track, right, of how, or it's kind of difficult to see the forest for the trees, pun intended, and you don't really know how to make all these actions over here that I'm doing, which is quite a few, right, into the points, but it doesn't feel like that in this game. It's very clear. Mm-hmm. Like I said, the only one for me was this, but once I understood, that has to do with the area majority. So if I'm not really focusing on the area majority, then I don't really have to go up here. You'll get something because you'll get some shrines. So you don't want to neglect it, but which is another nod to the game design for this one. Like I said, it is my favorite Feld so far. So
you just haven't played enough of them then.
Sure.
You need to play more of them so you can appreciate all of them.
Yeah, for what they are. Yeah.
We'll have a Feldathon.
Hey, we can make that happen. That'd be fun. All right. Beautiful. Anything else?
No, I like it. I recommend it. I think it's a good one. I think I would definitely play it with people who aren't into heavier games. Right. Just kind of give them that, hey, it does look like a lot, but it's not once you get into it. Give it a chance. Yeah. I think that a player aid is the only thing about it that I think would be nice because
they should have included.
Yeah, your potions, your goals, and your flowers. It's just nice to be able to reference. You kind of get them, but sometimes you're like, I think I know what that is. Right. Let me just check real quick. And then if you grab the rule book where the potions are, the flowers aren't in it, but then I think the goals may be in the back and the flowers in the. I mean, you put together one that's I did. I just forgot to print it.
Yeah, that's
but
fine. Yeah.
You got one. I got a 1 page that's got all of them on there, and I think that's going to actually make the play way smoother too.
And there's no reason for them not to include it. They could include I can see this game doesn't have cards, so you wouldn't have a card because that will probably be more expensive. But they could have a cardboard cutout in the shape of a card with all the information there.
Or just a page in the rule book.
Just all
has everything.
If it was just all in the same spot in one rule book, that would have been fine. And for me, I think that it's just the fact that there's 2 different books, like a reference book and the rule book. And the rule book has some of the details some of the reference, and then the reference book. And so you grab one, but that's not the one you needed, and you've got to grab the other.
But it's nice to give each player their own thing.
It is, of course. I mean, it is. But there's a lot of games that could do that. But every game could give you a reference.
Right,
a lot of them do.
Yeah.
The one we played last night gave you a whole book.
Yeah.
But even just 1 page in the rule book where it was all together,
sure,
or even 2.
At least
it would look a little nicer, I'm sure, if they did it versus mine. So 2 pages maybe in one place where if you want to reference it, it's all right there. Whether it's the goals, the flowers, or the potions, you don't have to. Is it in the back? Is it in the front? Is it in this rule book? Is it just that one place where it all was? It would just make it a little bit easier for people trying to pick up on the iconography. But
that's the only complaint we have.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's there. It's just a little bit kind of jumbled. So
yeah. Well, Andrew, we'll give you the last word on this one.
I like it. I think it's probably going to be one of those games that we play through the future, not just kind of like you played a couple times when it first comes out and then gets sitting on the shelf forever. I think this one will be back.
I agree, and that may be the highest compliment you can give to a game these days, right? Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's so many that come out, and the hotness is always.
But this copy is special.
Yes, it is.
Tell us.
I said, this copy is signed
by the man himself. Before we went to have dinner with him.
Before we, I can't say that. No. Before we
had dinner adjacent.
Dinner adjacent. Orthogonal. No. But it was nice to be able to meet him. I got to show him a picture of my Feld shelves. And get him to sign the box. So my wife came up with a brilliant idea, which I'm going to use from now on, about taking rule books to have him sign the rule books so that it's not the box. Because, I don't want the box to get damaged and whatnot. And it's harder to keep, especially if it's on the outside, it can get smeared or messed up and yada, yada. Yeah. But I can always reprint a rule book. Right. So if I've got a collection of, the rule books that are signed, I think that could be kind of cool, and I could take them with me too. I can't take the city collection with me if I want to go to Essen to have him sign it.
There's ways.
I mean,
there's a couple bags.
In theory, yes. In actuality, it wouldn't work. But I could take the rule books.
Yeah.
So I think that's actually going to be kind of cool for conventions that we go to from now on. If we know people are going to be there,
right?
Like we get Friedman Freeze to sign our. Fuji Flush.
Yeah, I don't even have the ruble for that one though. I'll buy a copy.
Yeah, well,
that one is cheap and small.
That'd be kind of nice to just kind of have those, and then if I wanted to display them,
power grade. If you want to get power grade ruble, and that's it. You can frame the rule It's easy. Yeah.
So I think that's what I'm going to try to remember to do from now on.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you, Samantha. Clearly, you are the smart one in that the couple.
Absolutely.
No questions.
No, none at all.
Beautiful. Well, thank you guys for coming, and certainly thank you, Troy, for letting us play your signed copy of the Druids of Edora. Great game. We'll play it again. Yeah. And until then,
making the mulled mead, which is excellent.
All right, stay hungry for mulled mead.
Mead.
Oh, maybe the other one too.